Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wildermyth. So, where we last left off, we had just picked up a new recruit named Eldrick Blackheaver, which, you know, we're going to call him Elinder's half-brother, which, by the way, rest in peace, Elinder. You know, sometimes it doesn't pay to be a hothead, but, you know, he went out with dignity and style, and he was able to save Mordmeyer from a death as well, so he really will be remembered, and I know Zura is definitely feeling his loss. So we're actually going to check in with her and see what's going on here. See if anything has changed her mindset. It doesn't look like... Oh, here we go. Okay, so it looks like she really doesn't have a whole lot of... She really doesn't have a lot of afterthought when it comes to him, but you know what? We'll see what happens because Zura and Elinder had been getting a little bit close, but we're going to take our party now and throw our new recruit, Eldrick, right into the thick of things. So let's head on our way. Alright. Zura, wake up. You know, you actually don't look like such a heartless beefcase when the light is this generous. They say you have a way with words, and I always have to argue. But anyway, battle coming. We're grouping up. It's who I am between battles that allows me to succeed within them. Know who wrote that? From her book called Warriors of Peace. Knight poet named Janona Coyle. Tall and beautiful she was said to be, and a very good knight, and a poet as well. Note my continuing silence. He doesn't care. What am I supposed to note? How I'm being silent, pointedly. Yeah, that rivalry's striking up again, just as, you know, thought they were becoming friends. Anyway, and recognize I'm sort of pleading with you at this point. Can we rejoin the others? Alright, so let's see what happens here. So would Zura say, I just feel like something about this hollow is hidden. I'm not done seeing it. Or, Dungeon says, fine. Hard to think or notice anything with you breathing there. You know, I think Zura has learned her lesson last time with getting into stuff, so we're going to let Dungeon take the lead here. And he says, I'm probably saving your life, you know, and you know what, she got lucky last time, so I am inclined to agree with him. She still says, I find that very unlikely. Actually, sometimes I do kind of like the way we go at it. Argument is like fire, quick to spread, perilous when averved, but useful to a steady mind with a ready design. Janona Coyle, yeah, knight poet. Who wrote it? That woman? You alright? Sorry, sent Dungeon, saw some movement. No, I wasn't busy, just thinking. Alright, so our adventurers gather and pack their camp. Hiding their traces, they manage an unseen approach, slipping among pines and gorgons, quiet as the lengthening shadows. Alright, looks like we may be getting a little bit of a sneak attack here. And yeah, so we got some stealth. All heroes begin combat in Grey Pain. Okay. And it looks like we got a Bogmore, a Rager, and a Raccoon. Alright. What is this leaf spirit here? I really have no idea what on earth that is. So it looks like we have to catch the leaf spirit. I really don't know how feasible that's going to be. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna move everyone into position right now before we remove Dungeon. So we'll get Eldrick up here. And it looks, remember, he's going to have that guardian or that paladin buff, so moving him that extra tile is not a bad thing to do at all. And I think what we're also going to do is probably move Zura up here, but we're not going to end her turn just yet. We're going to swap back to Dungeon. And oh, actually, I don't know if that was such a good idea. Why don't we move her back a little bit? Or actually, we could do a Quelling Moss and potentially... Yeah, we could hit both of these guys here. Alright, looks like we were only able to hit one. And we're going to send Mornmire up here, see if he can interfuse with anything at all. And that seems pretty good. So let's do a flare and blind some enemies here. Excellent. Okay. And can we bring Dungeon up here? Looks like we can. And he's going to be way too far, apparently. That's not the tile I wanted him to move to. But we got a nice block on everything here. And Elmdrick is definitely taking some damage. And there goes that life spirit. So I don't think we're going to be getting him back at all. But what we're going to do is we're going to interfuse and see if we can do anything at all with that. Looks like we got Scalding Rain that we can use here. So let's try that. And it looks like it's going to affect... I think we need to take out this this Rager here, to be honest. But yeah, let's do that. Oh man, that is unfortunate. All right, can we shoot anything? It looks like we can. We're gonna try and take a shot at this guy here. And we're gonna have Elmdrick. We're gonna have Elmdrick and Dungeon trying to attack this guy. So Dungeon is actually going to move right here and see if he can take this guy out. Okay, so it looks like we're sitting in corrupted land and taking some extra damage, so we got to be fairly quick when dealing with all that. Alright. And Nourished, interesting. So that is a new effect that we have not seen yet. But we're also going to try and do a Scalding Rain, I think, on this raccoon in the back here. Oh man, Mornmire's just really not having that great of time, is he? So we're going to take a shot, and thankfully we were able to hit that on that raccoon, so that takes that one out of the equation. And we're going to have Dungeon hit this guy and Elmdrick hopefully finish him off. Alright, now that should do it for this extra little bit here, but it's looking like perhaps it did not. So we're going to see if we can maybe go catch that life spirit, I think. Can we open that door? Sure looks like it. I think we're gonna silk step here. And we'll move Zura up just a bit. We'll have Dungeon guard Mornmire. And we're going to try and keep Elmdrick in the back just a little bit if we can. Okay, so it looks like that that life spirit got away from us, unfortunately. But we were victorious, and Elmdrick got his feet wet a little bit. So that's definitely good. I think we're going to probably look into the first two abilities here. So Mornmire gets a bonus to all campaign level tasks based on age, plus 100% of base job speed for every 35 years of age. And that seems pretty important, especially since he's a mystic. Or Mornmire pulls motes of heat out of the air and gathers them into a single point, creating an interfused blaze on a tile with debris. I'm really not sure how well that's going to work, but I think the wisdom might be good, because we're gonna see if we can establish a legacy or something. Alright, now we've got a new weapon here, and I think what we're probably going to be doing is we're gonna replace that pitchfork if at all possible. So looks like we're gonna get a little bit of extra damage, some knockback, and some stunt damage on Elmdrick. So, and it gives an extra action, it looks like. So knocking a foe to another tile and dealing additional damage equal to the distance knockback. So I think that'll be perfect for Elmdrick. Okay, and we got another shield. So what can this shield do here? His hands are full, so you know, why don't we give that to Zura just in case she runs into any issues. All right. The tail spike does splash damage to adjacent foes. So every single time it looks like these guys are getting more and more ramped up. But why don't we secure this outpost here? And we're obviously going to try and find an item if we can. And with Mordmeier's ability, you should hopefully be getting some increased speed here. Alright. So, Dungeon says he'll be happy to see the last of this place. Jevlin Gusht will return to the hands of common folk. While they tend to it, the site will provide resources. Excellent. It looks like we get a little bit here. And we get some pauldrons. So I think because Eldrick is going to be sitting up front, we want to give him a little bit extra armor. Okay, now is there anything else that we can potentially do here? It doesn't quite look like it. It looks like we've got, we're probably running out of places to go to. So we need to head on over to the Bright Stand. And it looks like we can build a tomb. But we want everyone to head over here. Because we don't want them to be traveling alone. So I don't know what this Thrixel is, but I kind of don't want to deal with that. And we're going to see if we can cancel out some of this here. So yeah, why don't we do that? Alright, yeah, we'll even things out once more and have these guys travel. And it looks like they've actually been on the road for about 6 years now, which is, it really doesn't feel like it, but they have definitely been away for some time. Alright. And it looks like we also have another infestation in the Fairy Lair Stills. So we are probably going to have to go over there and check that out at some point. But I think what we're going to do is we are going to have... We're going to have Mordmeier and Zura construct this tomb, I think, because Mordmeier was the one who was with him when he died, and Zura had a close relationship. So we're going to construct a tomb for Elinder. So why don't we just go ahead and do just that. And I think we might actually see if we can gather some resources here. Alright. There we go. And we'll see if we can assault the forces that seem to have killed Elinder. Alright, the Great One. Not that I care too much, but shouldn't Zura be back by now? She's always going off on her own. Might be we overshot some, or she did. Should we backtrack a bit? This peddler may know. Oi! Peddler woman. She's like, what? Excuse us, peddler woman. We're wondering if you've seen a lady pass this way, dressed for the wilderness? Well, firstly, I'm not selling anything. Could have been any time in the past couple days. Where are you coming from? Small village near what we used to call Pemunan's Windmill. Pemunan's, oh man, that is a rough one for me, guys. Pemunan's Windmill is where she was headed, giving it a look. But you never saw her? Sorry, no. But listen. Folks have been disappearing back there. I don't know what's got into them. But it's not safe. I've packed my things and I'm heading out. Your friend? Well, I hope you find her. The woman and her cart roll along. Ominous woman. Imagine packing your life up like that. Ugh, if something's wrong, Zura must have found out the hard way. We better get going. Later that evening. Mordmeier says, anything? Dungeon says, no. You? No. It's a little village, but I doubt they've all packed and left. From a gully among the rocks rises a brief gust of voices. Hear that? Come, Great One. Great One, come. Come, Great One. Looks like they're sacrificing her. Interesting. Oh boy. To be fair, that wouldn't work on me either. Yeah, even in the face of danger, she's she's not budging. Come, Great One, we brought you your gift. Spare us. The urgent cries and amber torchlight are easy to follow in the otherwise still night. Zura's cage is makeshift, but sturdy. This is a sacrifice, isn't it? Not if we stop it. Alright. Now, I'm really not sure what our heroes would do in this situation here. But, personally, if I were to see this, I would really not try and reason with these guys, because I mean, if you're sitting there sacrificing a person to something in a cave, we're just gonna rescue her and be done with it, because I think they're pretty much long gone by by now. So we run in there and say, "You should run. See that shifty louse you've locked up? Well, she's mine to deal with, not yours." Not one step closer, the Great One demands sacrifice. All our lives are at stake. Wrong. I think it's just yours. Yeah, I'm really starting to like Dungeon. From within the cave, a blue glow grows. A hungry growl echoes. Idiot! Now it's too late. We can only hope it sates itself with you. Ooh, I think we got a boss fight, guys. Oh, it also looks like we're fighting some humans. Interesting. Alright. Alright. Well, let's see what we do here, especially without Zura. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. But one thing I do know for sure is that we want to bring Dungeon up here. And I think we are going to bring Eldrick up here. And we'll see if we can have Mornmire just kind of hang in the back if at all possible. And we're going to interfuse with something here. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, Bonelands. Okay. Why don't we try Bonelands? I think that'll be interesting. So we're gonna see if we can do that and possibly hit both. Alright, so unfortunately we weren't able to do much about the other one, but Dungeon was able to take one out, no problem at all. And we are going to have Eldrick guard here. And it looks like Dungeon's taking a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Let's see if we can interfuse and maybe slow this creature down a little bit. Can we Bone Lance this guy? Sure doesn't look like it, yeah. So what about interfusing with the rocks here? What does that withdraw do? Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna try and hurl a discus at the Great One here, if at all possible. Let's give that a go. Some decent damage here. And we'll see if we can have Dungeon take this guy out. And we'll also have Eldrick come up over here and finish him off. Oh, or not. It certainly looks like they are trying to do some stuff over to Dungeon. And not having a very good go of things here. But we're gonna Bone Lance nonetheless and see if we can do some damage to this guy. So, first things first, we need to get Dungeon out of here, out of the fire. And we're gonna have him strike the Great One down. We'll have Eldrick move in and see if we can dispatch Dwinward. He should have a good chance of hitting him. Yep, right into the fire. Alright, looks like we have secured victory and rescued Zura. Stun chance. Alright. Let's give that to... let's give that to Eldrick, I think. I think he's going to be fairly powerful by the end of that. The Great One is extinguished, reduced to ash. The fools who fed it on the flesh of innocence have paid with their lives. Zura and the rest make a wary return from the cave in the gully. So, how much did the others have to bribe you to rescue me? Says Zura. Just don't be surprised when you see my new villa, says Dungeon. Too greedy people, huh? Just don't be surprised if it burns down. Dawn climbs onto the distant hills as a young woman approaches. Let me first thank you, strangers. My name's Jaina Spoke, and my parents were among the first sacrificed by that man and his posse. All of us wound up under their thumb. Now that they're gone, I think all of us are going to pick up and leave these cursed stones behind. I get it. Sometimes forgetting is the only way forward. You're welcome to take what we can't carry. Use it well, and remember you'll always have our gratitude. Though I'm sure you won't recall our names and faces, we'll cherish yours. It turns out to be a cold morning. Clouds churning up from the east devour the sun. Zura and the others head out after salvaging some of the things that the villagers leave behind. The lair of the Great One will be overgrown with weeds, and the atrocities committed there will one day pass from memory. The bones of these abandoned buildings will long stand as a testament to the danger of fear, the poisonous desperation it breeds. Okay. Interesting. Well, it looks like we've done a good deed there by taking care of the people who were sacrificing, so I think we're gonna secure this area off here. And, as always, try and find an item. I'm really not sure I see a downside of doing that. Okay, site is safe and knowledge is gained. Looks like we got some more fabric and wood and some knee pads. Alright. So we get some bonus damage. I think we might give that to Zura just to balance out a little bit, because it looks like Dungeon is a pretty heavy hitter, and we wanna try and even out our heroes here. So it looks like we have got to wander off to Lothmos Forest. I can never say that. it's always a struggle. It is always a struggle, and we're gonna head over there and see if we can take care of this infestation. And then possibly take down the Trim Landing Forge. So, we're going to head on over there, send our heroes out, and while they are en route, looks like we aren't going to find anything that's want to take us on right now. So I think what we're going to do here is, while we take care of these guys, we'll call it a day. Now it looks like we've got some good experience with Elmdrick here. He's coming along quite nicely. Zura got herself kidnapped, but our capable party of men were able to rescue the damsel in distress. Very cliche and what have you, but I feel like Zura is really not going to be standing for that very long. I mean, she's already threatened to burn down Dungeon's home, so we'll see what happens, guys. But I appreciate you guys watching. As always, feel free to like and subscribe, and make sure you share this video with others, especially if you want to see more people jump in on the action here. And because as far as I'm aware, we can have multiple people. But until next time, I will see you guys, and take care.